What's up, everybody? Richard back today with another episode of the Warped Report. And guys, we got quite a few things to talk about. There's not a lot of things that are like massive world-breaking news, but there's a lot of things that I do want to cover in this episode. I also want to talk about Silent Planet's newest record, Iridescent, when we wrap this one up. But also I want to say, too, the new 1056 EP, Downer Part 1, at the time of this video, will be coming out in just over a week. So make sure you get your pre-saves in on that, anywhere on the Out of Line site. And I know that 1056 has been throwing it all over their social media as well. But anyway, let's dive in here. We got some stuff to talk about, including some festival headliner announcements, some new albums, an injury to a very key member of a 9-piece band, which I'm sure you can guess who that is. And then there's also a couple of tracks that have come out, and let's just dive in, okay? Here we go. Betraying the Martyrs, also on Out of Line. They just finished recording a new EP. It'll be their first record with their new vocalist. And listen, I always mispronounce this name, okay, because there's a designer that I know who I've worked with when I was in True Shot, so I'm going to try. I think it's 𝗧𝗛𝗘. I think that's how you pronounce it. Martyrs. Tracking took place in Paris, France, and the mixing and mastering process is now underway. Further details have not been divulged, though several photos have been taken. So I'm looking forward to this. I know that this is obviously the Out of Line channel, and I don't have any inside information. I don't have any inside scoop. But, yeah, man, their first track was just Black Hole, I believe was the name of it, was just fantastic. So a new EP from Betraying the Martyrs is coming. But now we got headliner news. Welcome to Rockville, which was, a friend of mine, Wes. He's the bass player for Falling in Reverse. He played this show. The pictures of this festival were insane. But the 2022 headliners have been announced, and they feature Kiss, Korn, Guns N' Roses, and Foo Fighters, and the festival will take place from May 19th to the 22nd at Daytona International Speedway. So we don't have to wait a whole year. They're going to be back relatively soon. So that's 4 different days. So I'm curious if this means that the 19th will be Kiss, 20th will be Korn, and so on and so forth. I don't know, but that's something to look out for. Some pretty cool, diverse headliners there. But speaking of headliners, okay, this is a band that's definitely known to headline, and they have their own festival called Knotfest. However, at that Knotfest festival, Clown tore his goddamn bicep. Now, as somebody who has personally torn their bicep, it hurts like a beep. You know what I'm saying? It does hurt quite a bit. So I guess there's a video here where you can actually see, this happen apparently. So let's watch this. I haven't watched this. So, here we go. Let's see. So there he is there. Okay. Okay. He's hitting that thing pretty aggressively. Interesting. If you look close enough, you can pinpoint the exact frame where Clown completely tore the bicep tendon from the radial tuberosity with proximal retraction. I couldn't exactly tell because the guy's just a madman. But I hope for a speedy recovery for Mr. Trash Can Smasher himself. And that was a cool little video to watch there. If you guys can see where it was, maybe let me know down in the comments, because he's just yanking on that thing, swinging the bat violently. So I know for me, I tore it throwing baseballs and footballs and stuff like that. So that stuff can definitely, doing those fast motions like that, especially, Clown's not a young man anymore. So, that's something to think about. But now, Northlane, their new album, 𝗧𝗛𝗘. Now, we talked about this. There was a Reddit leak a few weeks ago, and from my knowledge, it's pretty accurate from what we had back then to now. But, yeah, they're going to be releasing their 6th studio album, 𝗧𝗛𝗘, and it'll be releasing on April 1st, 2022 via Believe. And they did release a new song titled Echo Chamber that I just personally was not a fan of whatsoever. There was no hook. The breakdown was, pretty samey. The synthy kind of stuff was cool. That was fine. But the rest of the song just didn't really do it for me, And I'm not like a metal purist or anything. I'm not. It's not who I am. But it really didn't. It just didn't. I don't know. There was just nothing hit for me. But we got 13 tracks here. The tracks are Clarity, Clockwork, Echo Chamber, Carbonize, Abomination, Plenty, Is This a Test, Zen, Cypher, Nova, Inamorata, Obsidian, and Dark Solitaire. So definitely something to look for there. But now let's move on. Bleed From Within has signed with Nuclear Blast, and they have dropped a new single. Their new single, I Am Damnation, was fantastic. These guys are just the masters of just straight up just metal, man. I mean, like, their track, the End of All We Know, or what? How was the name of that? Is it the end? Yeah, I think, Is This the End of All We Know? Yeah, that song. I love that song. And they signed with Nuclear Blast, and they put this out. You got to check this song out if you haven't heard it already. And they're going to be having a new record out in 2022. No official date as of yet. But also, we have Nathan Barley Phillips, a senior A&R, states, after numerous meetings with the band and discussing everything they'd like to achieve over the next stage of their career, it was immediately apparent that there was a huge synergy and ambition from all parties involved. Bleed From Within is the absolute embodiment of what a modern metal band should be, and I am positively elated to welcome the guys to the Nuclear Blast family and work directly with them for the years ahead. LFG, which stands for Let's Go. So, yeah, Bleed From Within is fantastic. I am looking forward to whatever they put out next because these guys just deliver banger after banger. Next up, As I Lay Dying's frontman Tim Lambesis. They have officially launched Born Through Fire, and I say they because this also features Joey Alarcon from Wolves at the Gate, and I believe, it says right here, Luke Holland did the drumming for it as well. And they also signed with Modern Empire, which was a surprise. And this was a really cool track. It's 7 minutes, but it's actually like you have like a track called Reintroduction, which is, like the intro. And then you have Bone by Bone, which is about a little under 5 minutes. Very synthy, kind of very old school metalcore, As I Lay Dying, of course. But I thought it was fantastic. And this is a song that you also need to check out as well. As I think they're going to be releasing an EP or something on the 26th of November. So rounding out a couple more things here, just some quick notes here. Brand Sacrifice have recruited Will Ramos to do Lifeblood. They did another version of Lifeblood. Will was on there. Check that out. Some really cool, interesting surprises there. And SION, which features Howard Jones, formerly of Killswitch Engage and now of Light the Torch, and Jared Dines, YouTube extraordinaire. They released their their second single, More Than Just Myself, which was fantastic. I mean, it was, pretty like, verse, chorus, breakdown, chorus, outro, that kind of thing. But they executed it very, very well. Howard's a fantastic vocalist. Jared does like that old school metalcore stuff very, very well, and they're going to be releasing their debut LP on November 26th. And they both commented saying, after almost 2 years in the making, we are incredibly excited to share with you what we created with you all. This record was funded independently out of Jared and Howard's own pockets, so every play and every share helps greatly. Let's get this. So there you go, guys. This is totally funded by them, and as somebody who's doing a solo project myself, it is not cheap. So if you can support them in any way just by streaming their music, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it. And it's really good modern metalcore, but with an old school feel. But now, as we round out the show here today, I did want to talk about Silent Planet's new record. Let me pull up my phone here because I want to tell you exactly what I gave them for a grade. I remember roughly what I gave them, but I will say that it was a fantastic record. I gave them an 89.25, which I just think that Silent Planet does their own unique style very, very well. I like to say that all their songs are like little micro universes, like they really know how to channel emotion and what they're trying to get across. But Panopticon and Trilogy, the lead singles from this record, are straightforward, awesome, heavy metalcore tracks. And then their album closer, Iridescent, the title track, just fantastic. I mean, like that was one of the best album closers I've ever heard in my life. And you have got to check out the new Silent Planet record if you haven't. It is definitely a top 10 release for me this year, and it has a chance to crack into the top 5 after further review. But again, definitely worth checking out through Solid State Records. But with that said, everybody, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Warped Report. Are you excited for that Betraying the Martyrs EP? We also got the 1056 EP as well. Are you going to be going to Welcome to Rockville in May? What do you think of you got to show again? You got to show me where Clown tore the bicep. You got to show me that. You excited for new Northlane? What did you think of Echo Chamber? Like I said, I really wasn't that into it. What do you think of Bleed From Within's new song, I Am Damnation? What do you think of this Tim Lambesis project, Born Through Fire, who has recently signed to Modern Empire? Do you like the the original Lifeblood more than the feature, or do you like the feature more? And are you excited for SION? Have you ever heard of SION? If this is your first time ever hearing of the band, comment down below. And lastly, let me know your thoughts on the new Silent Planet record. But with all that out of the way, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with another episode of The Warped Report right here on the Out of Line YouTube channel. Peace.